maybe. Yeah, it is. So what you guys need to do, of course, when you're going to make a portfolio of shots you made, you need to, know where they are. Of course, they're more than likely going to be on your camera on a card or something like that. I usually will sometime go ahead and pull those to a folder on my computer somewhere. So to get the shots that I want to work with, I know that they're on this computer, on my card reader. So I'm going to go to computer, go. Go to this little card right here. And also normally, I know you guys have probably noticed, a lot of cameras are going to catalog the shots you put in a DCIM folder. I don't know what that's an acronym for, but that's normally where you're going to find most of your pictures. All right, and I think I'm looking for folder 12. Yeah, I'm going to use these pictures right here. So they are in DCIM folder 112. So with that information, the location of the photos that I want to make into a single PDF file, I can go ahead and go directly to Acrobat. And I've already got some Acrobat documents open up here. It doesn't really matter which one I activate. You don't really have to have an empty Acrobat document or anything. It just has to be open. And let me just give this a second to open. Once that is open, what I want to do is go to some of these create functions that Acrobat has. And you've got some options. You can do a PDF from file, a PDF, assemble a PDF, or you can merge. And that's what we want to do. We want to merge files into a single PDF. So I'm going to hit that. You got two ways you can get your files into here. If I had copied some of those files by right-clicking and copying, I can copy and paste them right into here. But I'm actually going to browse for them. So I'm going to go to Add Files. And actually, I can add an entire folder. But if you want to individually add the files, you can just go to that folder and drag and select a bunch of them. And I think I'll do that just to demonstrate that. But if you know the folder doesn't have anything in it else that you don't need, you can go ahead and add the entire folder. When I drop them into this dialog window, you can't see the images, so you do need to be sure you know everything in the file. All right, my computer, this little guy here, and DCIM, and folder 112. And again, I want to use all of these, and also, again, common knowledge, maybe you know, maybe you don't. I can, at this point, get a preview of the objects in there. Sometimes for me, in terms of getting around with imagery or files, it's easier to look at a list view, but other times to double check to see what I'm looking at, I would want a thumbnail view. So I do want to use all of these, so I can drag and select all of them, or Control A, select all, and then just add files. And it populated those files right there. I've got a couple of options here in terms of the file size, small, medium, and large, and that does matter. Part of our file path for this class is going to be uploading PDF files to SlideShare. SlideShare has a limit of 100 megabytes, but that still can be a whole lot of pictures. The Mud Creek document that I put in the intro graphic design class last week, I think it had 60 or 70 images in it, but it still came out only being a 20 megabyte file. And that's pretty good. What I did is after I saved my initial PDF using Acrobat, I went back and resaved it as a smaller file, and I'll show you that technique too. So I always like to try to keep the files looking best. So I'm going to leave this at the large size and combine files. And it's going 8 of 12, 10 of 12, 12 of 12. That's a pretty quick process. Uh-oh, now it's converting them, starting over. So y'all pick a subject, talk amongst yourselves. Anything happen good this weekend? Nothing?
I got finished with some things I was working on.
Okay. Completion is good.
No, I'm on the next part of the next phase.
Okay.
That's close.
Do you ever skip to a daily coffee?
I drink tea and I drink Rippets. I don't drink coffee. So, but I don't skip Rippets and I don't skip tea. So.
Does everything stop school?
But you didn't have any coffee at all today?
No.
You didn't. Okay.
My parents realized that they ran out of coffee last night, so.
If it gets real bad for me personally, I'll resort to push-ups. So just anything.
We know why you randomly started with push-ups one day in class.
Yeah, I mean, jumping jacks, any of that. Okay, so what Acrobat has done, it hasn't saved this document yet, but it put it together in what it's calling a binder. And we can see, I've got a save dialog box that's opened up here, but I can see up here the binder of what it's done. And what it's doing right now is asking me for a place to save this document. So I'm just going to put it on my very cluttered desktop, and I'm just going to call it VCM 145 demo. That'll work. And just hit save. And of course I gotta wait for it to write it again. But that's in a nutshell the process in terms of how to create it. Once it's finished, I can then save it down to a smaller file size. Let me show you that real quick. Let's see. File, export, actually I'm going to show you later. I don't remember where it is. But there's a way to save it down. Blah, 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 blah.
Reduce file size.
Thank you. There it is. Thank you. There it is. So I'm not going to go through with it, everyone, but inevitably, because y'all are taking pictures at high resolution and stuff, and you always do want to take good high resolution pictures, inevitably you're going to create some monster PDFs. So after you save your initial one, you do want to go back and reduce the file size. And what this technique is, what the utility of it is maybe you're working with somebody and you want to show them a showcase of what you're shooting or something like that. You're not going to be able to send a 50, 40 megabyte file. You ideally want to send them a sub 15 megabyte file or something like that. And you can let them know you've got higher res pictures that you can work with. So that's how you do it. I've already saved the document somewhere, rooted it, saved it somewhere. But if I go to document and reduce file size, that's going to give me the ability to save the same file with a different name, a little bit smaller. But long story short, either today, before you guys finish shooting, well, you don't have to today, but let's say by next Monday, I'm going to want you to upload your lab shots from last Wednesday and today using this technique. Any questions? Yes?
How many do you want?
It doesn't matter. I mean, shoot as many as you like. There's no limit. That's. I want you to shoot a good variety of stuff in terms of lighting, subject matter. Today go from different lab, still life scenario and stuff like that. But but there's no limit in terms of the number. But just don't shoot too few. And blah blah blah. But that's the technique in terms of how to save that as a PDF.